And we're back on Southeast Texas Weekly. Same panel here to talk about this matter of the Benghazi attack, which now is it is at the point where the Speaker has now called for a select committee to look into what the White House knew and whether this was a cover-up. A select committee has been called for by Speaker Boehner. There are emails in which, as early as 9/12, the White House, some of the White House strategic communications folks were talking with the State Department and others, essentially saying that we need to go out and say that this was about a internet video as opposed to a terrorist attack, and that shows that it was not a failure of policy.
If this was a CIA op, which I believe it was, and the CIA said, look, we got to put out this line because we don't want anybody to know that we were there trying to do another coup or influence an election or da-da-da-da-da, like they've done all through the years. Yes, they asked the White House to put out the line to cover their tracks.
Should Southeast Texans be alarmed that 4 Americans were killed in Libya, in Benghazi?
Well, I mean, Godfrey's not, but I mean, I
am concerned.
I have a big problem with this, because basically what we're starting to see is there's this web that's being untangled, that this actually was authorized by the White House, and that, you know, essentially they instructed CIA and they instructed the State Department to lie to cover
You mean
their
the Susan
tracks.
Rice comments on the Sunday morning talk shows?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is essentially organized. This is
Not
like
the
CIA
attack
doing
itself.
something rogue and State Department doing something else.
the
Okay, this
CIA
came from somebody.
Well, you don't think it was an ongoing operation when 3 days later they told Susan Rice, the then UN ambassador, to come out and say it was all because of the video, because they didn't want the guys to run and hide? Maybe they wanted to catch them?
You don't think that's an about-face lie? That had nothing to do with whether or not they're catching one. When you don't send support, you set up the ambassador to get assassinated by not sending support, but there was hours of time to react.
It was over with by then.
Brigadier General Robert Lovell
You have a lot of video feed on that.
There was nothing we could have done to stop those 4 men from being killed.
Brigadier General
That's not
Robert
what the
Lovell
military says.
testified yesterday that they should have acted sooner. Based in Germany, he said there was an attack. 2 hours later, Navy SEALs were
113
killed.
should have come in and closed down the school book depository windows before Kennedy got killed, too.
Where was the president?
So what?
This is the testimony of a retired brigadier general.
I'm just saying.
Jay Carney was asked this the other day. Where was the president? You can't give an answer. You know, he said, well, he wasn't in the Situation Room. Okay, where was he? Where was the leadership on this? Because we got Americans being killed, and it's on the line, and stuff's going to happen. That 3 a.m. phone call is on the line, and the president
might not
ain't
have
there.
even known these men were being killed.
That's a problem.
Nathan Buddy Reynolds,
things happen.
these emails, though, are the question. These emails from the White House as to this Benghazi attack were asked for by conservative groups, were subpoenaed by conservative groups 19 months ago. They're just now being released, and they're being released only because they came out in a Freedom of Information Act request by Judicial Watch, as opposed to from the congressional bodies that subpoenaed this information. Was this not a cover-up in the classic sense of we have these documents about what we said and what we wanted the message to be, and we refused to give you these documents?
Well, you know, it could have been a cover-up for this particular case, but it's all part of a bigger picture. If they release documents on this one, then that sets a precedent. They got to release documents on everything. And I'm not putting myself in their judgmental position, but maybe they wanted to keep that precedent going. And when they finally released them, and I don't know how many boxes of emails they got, but the only thing I saw was that Ms. Rice was instructed to say it was because of a video that was put out instead of a terrorist attack.
But even Godfrey at that point, manifestly, we knew it was not true.
The executive branch needs to be able to keep secrets, and like Buddy's talking about, if you had a precedent set where anytime somebody comes up and asks for anything, they get it immediately, it'd be very difficult to keep any secrets.
This had nothing to do with
This was
some kind of
supposed to be the
military
most
secrets.
transparent administration in history.
This ain't a military secret issue.
This
This
is
is
what
a
was
matter of
promised.
the fact that in the middle of an election cycle, the president was caught with his pants down. They were trying to cover it up that he didn't know what he's doing. And you guys have been screaming that there's nothing to see here, nothing to see here. And we're actually finally getting evidence, yeah, there is something to see here. And you guys are going to knock till the bitter end. But in the end, it's going to bite you in the rear.
Oh, really? What's it going to do to
Isn't
us?
it time that Ben
Gonna cost
Rhodes,
us the
Godfrey,
national
isn't it
election?
time that Ben
No.
Rhodes...
I don't think
You
so.
guys are not going to elect the next president, or the one after that, or the one after that. You need to get used to it.
So
Yeah.
the strategic
That's
communications
your
people.
mentality coming from the left right now.
The
folks.
people that you all hate are here. They're not going away. You're going to have to learn to
Who do
deal
we
with
hate?
Obama.
it. You tell me.
Well, I mean, you're saying I hate somebody, so I mean, you come up, step up, and tell me
Maybe
who I hate.
it's a,
Well, you
maybe
hate the
it's a
president.
difference in.
I
I don't hate the
opinion.
president.
Maybe
I
it's
think he's doing a
difference in
fantastic
policy.
job.
Okay.
Ironically, yeah.
Maybe
Being very
Jeff
facetious about
believes
that,
the
but it is
policies
what it is.
of this administration
How come
are
I'm
failed
accused of being? Here's
policies.
my thing. How come I keep getting accused of racist or I'm intolerant or something like that? Simply because I have
Because-
policy beliefs different from your own.
Because
Isn't that
so
intolerant
many,
on your end?
not you in particular, Jeff, but
Yeah,
so
you've
many-
actually made it me in particular.
So
here.
many in your party have racial intolerant views.
And yours don't.
Racially intolerant?
No.
Across the
I'm not-
board?
Well, I'm gonna call you out on
To
this.
be
Two in my
clear.
party is being racially intolerant.
Oh, let's see. Shall we start with Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell's being racially intolerant. How?
About what?
How many? I don't have any statements I can pull out of
Okay,
the hat
so
right
you
now.
actually have nothing. You just like throwing
No,
names
no,
out there
no,
to
no.
demean us, and you know we're kind of getting tired of that.
Who's us?
Yep. Godfrey
us?
just did it.
But who's us?
He's
Oh,
talking
conservative.
about
Okay,
conservatives,
talking
isn't
about the Republican Party, you name the Republican leadership, but have no specifics. Okay, you say that I hate people when I have mentioned no one that I hate. Okay, I'm just saying.
Jeff,
your
not you.
I wasn't
campaign-
talking about you, Jeff.
Your campaign against to disperse the Republicans on the right and those of us that actually stand for Republican values.
Yeah, we'll all go
Conservative
have a
values.
cup of coffee
It's
afterwards.
ridiculous.
We're all
No,
having fun.
it's not.
And we're going to be back on Southeast Texas Weekly right after this break. We're going to talk about Russia, many other issues as well. Stay with us.